Is Cinco de Mayo, which is the 5th of May. And it's also an extremely important day in Latin America. And we're going to talk about, in this country we think about eating guacamole and drinking a lot of tequila, which a lot of people will do tonight, and Dos Equis. But there are also some very important things going on around the Latin American community, particularly in Mexico. And Juan Carlos Hidalgo right now joins us. He's a project coordinator for Latin America at the Cato Institute. We've spoken with him before. Juan Carlos, good to see you again.
Hi, thanks for having me.
One thing that struck me about what's going on in Mexico right now with the drug war was recent violence just outside Acapulco. I mean, we hear about it all the time that it's by the border towns in western Mexico, but now all of a sudden it seems to be hitting home near tourist communities. And I mean, this has got to be really making the people in Mexico nervous that it's going to hit them where it hurts the most, and that's the tourist money.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, the tourist industry has already been hurt dramatically last year from the swine flu, from the economic downturn, and that meant a drop in 15% in the number of tourists coming to Mexico. But now there is the threat that this violence is targeting touristical areas that are key to the economy, like Acapulco. Early this year, we have several warnings from the State Department and the U.S. government to college students that were thinking about going to Mexico for their spring breaks about the dangers that they might be caught up in this violence. So I think that it's not going to be good for the Mexican tourist industry if more and more of these events keep taking place in that country.
Juan Carlos, where does it stem from, though? Is it this global black market that's causing all these problems now? I mean, why all the violence?
It is. The drug used to have a different route to the United States, which was the Caribbean. Let's remember Miami Vice and back in the 80s. But now those routes have been shut down by good policing efforts by the U.S. government, and then they move into Mexico. In Mexico, they have a very interesting scenario, which is a big country with a weak government, with weak institutions. For example, the army in Mexico has never been prepared to fight anything. It's basically a symbolic institution there. They are ill-equipped, ill-prepared, and they're not ready to battle different drug cartels, because we not only have one, we have like 5 major different cartels here that are fighting the government and fighting among themselves with paramilitary units that are capable of putting a fight. So I think that this is a situation that is not going to get better as long as there is a huge demand for drugs here in the United States.
Juan Carlos, the other thing, too, I noticed you wrote an article back in February. Is anyone in Washington listening? Are they? And if not, what do they need to do? How do they need to start listening and acting to help out the people of Mexico?
Much of this violence is starting to spill over the United States, and that's getting the attention of authorities here in Washington. There was a report by the Justice Department last year that Mexican cartels have presence in over 230 American cities, as far as Anchorage, Alaska. Phoenix in Arizona is the capital of kidnappings in the United States. Much of this crime is is handled by Mexican drug cartels. So I think that as more and more violence starts to spill over into the United States, there's going to be growing concern about the feasibility of winning this war on drugs. And I think that hopefully we won't get to a critical point before people start paying attention.
Juan Carlos, we have about 30 seconds. Will the legalization of drugs help?
Yes. If you legalize drugs, you will bring this black market into the open. You will impose rules, clear rules, in order to make sure that drugs are safe, and you will get rid of the criminal gangs that are running the business. When you prohibit something, only outlaws are going to be part of the business.
Juan Carlos, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us.
You're welcome.
Juan Carlos Hidalgo, project coordinator for Latin America at the Cato Institute. Come back again, sir, because this isn't going away, unfortunately.